Alright guys, welcome to the shoe shed, home of the OTIM worldwide headquarters. Come on, Mama, let's go. Welcome to paradise. I grew up skateboarding and I was like obsessed with it. You know, I played soccer, but like nothing really consumed my brain and my thoughts like skateboarding did. It shaped in me a certain mentality, and that like informed my entire like worldview. A couple years ago, I worked for a company where I was tasked to design running shoes. I figured like, let me try running, let me get an idea of like what the user is gonna experience, and I fell in love with running. The parallels from discovering running at an older age reminds me of like when I discovered skateboarding at a younger age. You have to put in the time to do it, and there's no one that's going to tell you when or where to do it, and you need to be kind of disciplined in your own self to improve upon it. This daily grind of like trying something, ultimately failing, but then trying again the next day to get better at it is like, that mindset is really the thing that kind of like ties it all together for me. And that's the bridge where OTIM bridges that gap between these two seemingly different universes, but they're one and the same. When I looked at these running brands and the way they spoke to consumers, I just didn't see anything that we wanted to wear, so we just made it ourselves. I just felt like the way that they marketed and the way that they kind of spoke to people was to a certain type of archetype, where maybe like the entire runner's personality was just running, and that wasn't really me. Like I still had interest in skateboarding and surfing, music and art, and kind of like the subcultures that I loved from skateboarding. Like I just didn't feel like the brands really spoke to me. That's very much how OTIM was born. What's truthful to us and like our experiences, particularly my experience coming from an outsider to a sport, wanting to like make things me and my peer group would appreciate, is really like where it started from. Why are we doing this? It very much comes from like wanting to fuel a community and like the motivation to like work with cool people that we like, using something as silly as running to like platform that. I think that's a worthy cause. The word otium sanctum, a Latin phrase which meant like leisure time or self-realization activities. I think running is very much about the self-realization of, if you structure yourself, if you discipline yourself, you can do things that like you didn't even think were possible. That is the inherent guiding light for the brand. That's what we're trying to accomplish.